Hi students. So today I am going to discuss refraction of light through a rectangular glass slab. See here, this is a rectangular glass slab. This is not MSET physics book. This is a rectangular glass slab. See here, rectangular glass slab. So this is one refracting surface. This is another refracting surface. How the two refracting surfaces? Two refracting surfaces are parallel to each other. Right here I am drawing a rectangular glass slab. See here, this is the rectangular glass slab. Here air is a medium. Here this is glass slab, and here air. Right, see here a light ray is traveling from air to glass. This light ray is nothing but a monochromatic light ray. Monochromatic. Mono means single. Chromatic means color. So it is a single color light ray. This point is point of incidence. Draw a normal here. Okay, Nana? Now, see a light ray is traveling from air to glass. Air to glass means rarer medium to denser medium. So it bends towards the normal. Right? For this surface, see here, for this surface, this is the incident ray. So it makes an angle with normal. This angle is I. Here I is the angle of incidence. So for this surface, this ray is refracted ray. It makes an angle with normal. This angle is angle of refraction. Right? Now see here, for this surface, this ray acts as incident ray. Okay, Nana? So draw a normal here. Now light ray is traveling from glass to air. Glass to air, so it bends away from the normal. So this angle we can call, this ray we can call as emergent ray. Finally it is emerging through glass slab. So this is emergent ray. It makes an angle with normal. This angle we can call as angle of emergence. For this surface, this ray is called as angle of incidence. How much this angle? This angle we know very well. Here angle is R. So here also angle is R. Already I explained this one in the previous video. These two are alternate angles. Here angle R. Here also angle R. Right? Now see here. If there is no glass slab, this is the actual path of light. See here, if there is no glass slab, this is the original. See here, this is the incident ray. Original incident ray. So, due to the presence of glass slab, the light ray shifts. See here, shifts parallel to the incident ray. If there is no glass slab, this is the actual path of light ray. But due to the presence of glass slab, the light ray shifts here. This is the incident. The light ray shifts. The light ray shifts parallel to the incident. The light ray shifts parallel to the incident. So shifting is here parallel. Shifting is here parallel. This is the actual light ray. It is shifting parallel. So the parallel shift we can call as lateral shift or lateral displacement. So calculate how much this shift. How much this shift means draw a perpendicular line from here to there. Between emergent ray and actual incident ray, draw a perpendicular line. How much this perpendicular distance, that is equal to lateral shift. Why it is lateral shift? Means here light ray is shifting parallel. That's why lateral shift. So lateral shift means the perpendicular distance between the original path of incident ray and the emergent ray. The perpendicular distance between original path of incident ray and the emergent ray is called lateral shift. In the previous case, when light ray is traveling from rarer to denser, this is I, this is R. There we calculate deviation. Here this is not deviation, this is shifting. Here there is no deviation. This is not deviation, Nana. This is shifting, this is lateral shift. So deviation is different from shift. Right, now see here. Here, this is the incident ray and this is the emergent ray. Once here, incident ray and emergent ray, how these two are? Right, first point, here incident ray and emergent ray. These two are parallel to each other. See, incident ray and emergent ray. These two are parallel to each other. Why these two are parallel to each other? Parallel to each other means once you observe the refracting surfaces, here and here, these two refracting surfaces are parallel. If two refracting surfaces are parallel, then incident ray, emergent ray also parallel. Very, very important point. If refracting surfaces are parallel, incident ray and emergent ray is also parallel. Next, see. Here, light is entering from air to glass. If you reverse the path, here also, see, light is entering from air to glass. That means, see here, this is a rectangular glass slab. Above this, here, this side, what is the medium? Air. This side also, what is the medium? Air. That means, on both sides of rectangular glass slab, same medium is there, air and air. So, if you reverse the path of the light is entering from air to glass. So, this angle and this angle are equal. So, I is equal to E. So, here if refracting surfaces are parallel, incident ray, emergent ray are also parallel. Then I is equal to E. Then see here, the incident ray shifts parallel. See here, the light ray is shifting parallel to incident ray. This shift we can call as lateral shift. The lateral shift depends on which factors? See here, the first factor is angle of incidence. If more is the angle of incidence, the lateral shift or lateral displacement is also more. It means here, this is the angle of incidence. If you increase the angle of incidence, see here, if you increase the angle of incidence, so this is the actual, see here, this is the original part, and this is, so more is the lateral displacement. If angle of incidence increases, the lateral displacement also increases. Next one, refractive index of slab. If more is the refractive index of slab, more is the lateral displacement. That means if more is the refractive index of slab, more is the denser medium. More is the denser medium means more bending of light. If more bending of light means more is the lateral displacement. Next, third point is thickness. Thickness means this one. So this is the thickness. This is the thickness of glass slab. If more is the thickness of glass slab, see this is the thickness, this much. If more is the thickness of glass slab, more is the lateral displacement. Okay, now then I am writing fourth point here. Very, very important point. See, we know very well VIBGR. So VIBGR means already you know very well violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So we arranged this one in the order of wavelength. That means from lower wavelength to longer wavelength, shorter wavelength to longer wavelength. So violet has shorter wavelength. That means wavelength of violet is shorter. Already you know, if wavelength is less, refractive index is more. I am writing here. See here, if wavelength is less, refractive index is more. If refractive index is more, lateral displacement is more. It means how wavelength and lateral displacement are related. Shorter the wavelength, lateral displacement is more. That means violet has shorter wavelength. So violet has maximum lateral displacement. Okay, Nana? Next, red color. Red color has longer wavelength. Longer wavelength. If wavelength is longer, lateral displacement is less. So red has minimum lateral displacement. So these four factors are very, very important. So lateral displacement depends on these four factors. Okay, right?